guys, welcome to another podcast for becoming a first-rate duelist, where we interview lots of pro players like Jesse Cotton, Cody Angeloff, and also we interviewed MBT. And now we are going to interview Farfa. And Farfa, you might be wondering if he's a pro player. Of course he's a pro player. Why are you wondering that? But he is also a Yugituber and a streamer, and a part of becoming a first-rate duelist is a lot of people want to do that sort of thing. So I thought he would be a great guest. Also, he's very funny, and I need views.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, right? You put me in the same category and Jesse as Cody. It's because of the fact that I have more views on YouTube than them, so naturally that equals tops in my opinion. I don't know how other people view it, so makes sense.
Absolutely, that makes perfect sense too. So someday, I will be better than both of them as well. So yeah, we'll see what's up. Okay, so I don't know. Why don't we? I guess talk. I guess we met on Twitter, quote unquote, met on Twitter, and we've DM'd, but we've never talked face to face. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
I was bored in university one day. And I went to my friend's house, and he accidentally nudged his computer desk, and then out from behind it fell an entire collection of starter deck Yugi and Kaiba cards from literally 10 years ago.
Oh my god.
And then we picked them up and we were like, oh my god, do you remember this game? Oh wow, this game was crazy. Yeah, and then we just shuffled up these the 100-card pile abomination and then dished them out one at a time between each other. And then started dueling. He summoned a mass beast against me, which is a 3400 attack ritual vanilla monster or something like that. And I couldn't out it, so I got really upset.
Wait, did he summon it properly, or did he just throw it down?
No, he summoned it properly. We knew the rules. We knew main phase and normal summon. Actually, one funny thing that we did that in modern Yu-Gi-Oh was I say modern Yu-Gi-Oh, this was 8 years ago, but in terms of relatively new Yu-Gi-Oh, we knew all the basic rules and stuff, but we didn't know how shuffling worked. So we activated Sonic Bird to search his deck for a ritual spell to summon the Mass Beast. But we didn't realize that you just shuffle the deck after you search. So we were just quickly look through the deck and find the card you need, but don't memorize the order of the deck. Because, why would you shuffle the deck? That doesn't make any sense, right? The deck should stay the same as it was at the start of the duel, obviously.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
And then, yeah, basically we just kind of took it from there, started learning the basic rules, learning competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I say competitive. He ended up playing Baby Raccoons. I played Agents. So, yeah, we got pretty competitive very, very quickly. Yeah, no, that's basically how I started playing new Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, when I first started playing as a kid, I picked up the Kaiba Yugi structure decks and played with friends and stuff for a month and then stopped it because I was 10 years old and it was just a fad. But yeah, the first story I told you is how I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever since, and that's where I've been.
Yeah, I picked it up in college because me and my friend were talking and somehow Yu-Gi-Oh! Got brought up and we're like, dude, I love that show. And so we found a card shop and I bought a Merrick structure deck and he bought some other structure deck. But we didn't actually take time to learn the rules. We're just oh, it's basically the same as the anime, right? So we were just playing with anime rules and it was super fun. But yeah, we did it for a week and then 4 years later I found it and I started going to a card shop with my Gravekeeper's deck. And then it was weird, so I quit for 8 years. And then I got pulled back in when I found my cards again. And now here I am talking to you. So, yeah, it all works out,
that's pretty
doesn't
cool.
it? Yeah, awesome. Okay, so...
Yeah, I mean, you just start with a basic product, really, not even a deck. You just play it out of the box, and then you realize there's a big wide world out there outside of just, normal summon Revival Jam.
Oh, Revival Jam, I thought that was the coolest card, but I was very disappointed when I learned that it wasn't infinite summons or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, wow, it doesn't work the same way in the show. That really annoyed me as well.
You can't multiply it or whatever happened. I don't freaking know. Yugi, wait, did he summon Slifer in that episode? The ring guy?
It was Mariko summoned it, right? With the Revival Jam.
Oh,
something like
I
that.
was thinking of the guy with like the piercings. What was his name? The one with like the birds on him. Do you guys know what I'm
Oh, I don't
talking
remember his
about?
name.
Yeah,
But
but
the
like
guy
the
with the cage, he
mime.
was the guy who had lava golem, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
Strings.
string. Yes, string. That guy. Yeah, his piercings really grossed me out. But there was that part in the anime where he was just standing still and a bunch of birds fell on him, and I thought that was the funniest thing ever. I was like, this. I can't take this person seriously as a villain if there are pigeons landing on his head. But yeah, awesome. Okay, so guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them. We have some questions from Twitter and myself. The most pressing question is, Farfa, if you could change your username to a different card, what would you pick?
I go from Farfa to Graph.
Oh, so staying in the archetype, I guess.
Yeah, ask me 7 more times and I'll just go through each Mala branch, and then we'll jump to a different archetype.
Okay, fair enough. Can you tell us a bit about your Yu-Gi-Oh accomplishments? Maybe that wasn't the right question. I just copied and pasted from like Jesse and Cody.
I think I'm very proud of obviously how far I've come here to be the technically, I guess you'd probably look at it as the biggest like TCG streamer. I guess is really awesome. I started streaming full time 2 maybe 3 years ago now, 3 years plus ish, I think. Well, I mean, I guess like on and off for 3 years and 2 full time. So, you know, it feels really good to know that just literally a 4-digit number is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's
Just
nuts.
even on like a slow day, having like 1,000 plus people is like pretty crazy if you were to physically picture each and every individual one of those people, like as a person, like sitting in a chair, like watching you. So that's a pretty. I'm really proud of that. That I've come this far.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
obviously that big silver play button over there is quite nice. So
Oh yeah.
I did accomplish a bunch of really awesome goals. And I think without a doubt, you know, going to Worlds or winning YCSs, I mean, those are fleeting and almost sort of temporary achievements. And I feel like focusing on creating content has really managed to, you know, give me something that's like career based. And that's not really something you can do with playing the game, I feel. So I'm very lucky that I've got to this position that I have been. And, you know, I enjoy where I'm at right now because I can play for fun and I don't need to care and I don't need to focus and get frustrated and get really hell bent on making sure that I top and do well at every event. And even if I was to do well and top at every event, I still wouldn't even be able to play this game full time
Yeah.
because I would need to like get an actual like real job to fund that. Whereas, you know, I'm lucky enough to be in this position that I can just focus on making cool and enjoyable content.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm lucky that way, and I really like that I've managed to you know, hit an accolade that not a lot of content creators will ever hit. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm pretty
absolutely.
proud of that, I guess.
Yeah, I always hear good things about your content. Obviously, I watch your videos and your stream, and so I always hear people talking about, you know, how funny you are and how much they enjoy it and stuff like that. And plus, like, I was close to partner. Like, my average was 73 at one point, but now it went down, and so I'm like, God damn it. I was hoping to get partner by the end of the year. That would be cool. But yeah, we'll see what's up. And then I don't know. I started playing
All about
competitively.
consistency is really like the way you do it. I mean, turning on your stream like every day and making sure you have something like to do and to talk about and to get people on for and things like that. Like it's just, you know, it's consistency, right? So
Yeah,
I think that's the important thing.
yeah, definitely. I think that's pretty important as well. And it's like, it's funny you mentioned about competitive side having a lot of downfalls because I'm insane. I'm just so competitive and it just destroys me. It's like if I don't top, then I have a meltdown type of a thing. So I can see how your life has a lot more pros compared to like someone working at McDonald's and traveling to YCSs all the time. So yeah.
I think it's a balance, right? You know, you have to if you want to do well at the game, then you have to care a lot and you have to be passionate about your losses and your wins and try to see how you can fix it and improve. But you know, if it leads to like really unhealthy frustrations, then you have to ask yourself like, why are you still playing, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I'm
it
still
is all
playing.
about a little bit of a balance, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just want a Kaiba trophy. And then a Mystic Mine player stole it from me because freaking played Mystic Mine and decked me out because I didn't sneak a twin in there. And I didn't get the Kaiba trophy. I have a Yugi trophy, but I don't care about Yugi. I want a Kaiba trophy, and that's all I want. And also, I want to be on Yu-Gi-Oh TV. Yu-Gi-Oh TV is the invitational. I call it Yu-Gi-Oh TV. So yeah.
The Remote Duel Invitational.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh TV. I want
Ah,
to be
right.
on
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh TV. So
Yeah, it's like the Big Brother house, but for Yu-Gi-Oh. Makes sense. Like a reality TV show about Drytron. That's what the world is missing.
yeah, my nice resident sleeper deck that no one cares about. But at least I don't play pranks. And I found that out because I brought Panks to a locals and everyone was like, no, go back to Drytron. We hate that deck. So yeah. Yes, we do see a cattail in the bottom. Can you like show your cat to the camera? Since that's a big part of your
He's
life.
like fully in shot. I think like maybe you might have him cropped out.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do have him cropped out. Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Alright, well the tail is good enough. Anyway, I saw that you went to locals recently. So, like, it'd been years, right, since you got into locals? Like, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I never really went to locals that much before COVID, to be honest, because I don't really enjoy playing as much as I used to, because I'd rather just watch and do content about it, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
But going back again, I guess really just more of a social aspect, right? Seeing all your friends again and stuff is what it's all about. So yeah, it was a fun experience going through that. But then I quickly realized, even just after round 3, just feeling like fatigued and like, okay, 2 more rounds of this, and you know what I mean? Yeah, maybe I'm just like an old boomer or something, but actually sitting down to play and go through an entire onslaught of an event and go through that process of, hi, how are you? Hello, let's duel, dice roll, first, second, siding. It's long and arduous. I got so used to online that I never really thought of how exhausting it is actually playing an in-person event. You really are just sitting there like moving cards around on a table, but it's like it really takes a toll on you. You're using like so much brain power when you're playing. You spend like an entire like day at a tournament. It's exhausting, but
Yeah.
good preparation for regionals and YCSs again, which hopefully I'll be attending. So
Yeah, definitely. I think the best part about those Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments was I went to the New York one, and Pac was there, and Jen and Susu and Nim Nim and stuff like that. And so like the best part of that tournament was just hanging out with them. Like that was super dope. The actual gameplay was like okay, but it was kind of stressful. But I don't know. I think the best part of like traveling and stuff is seeing your friends, for sure.
yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone likes the game that much. I haven't seen anyone who just enjoys like physically sitting down and playing as much as, I guess maybe Pac, I think, is the only person. Yeah, I remember he played an entire LCS on stream and then streamed himself playing locals directly after the LCS. Like, okay, I guess you just really like playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think most people enjoy it because of the people that they interact with. The gameplay itself, I don't think is particularly impressive, but it is just fun to sit down and come up with strategies and side patterns and deck building with people you like hanging out with. So that's the beauty of even just a solo game, which is crazy. It is really just a 1 versus 1 duel, but it feels like a lot more goes into your deck than just you as a person. So it's
Yeah, definitely.
just a huge aspect I really enjoy.
Yeah, I do love my Drytron deck, even though no one else does, for sure. Okay, we have a question in the chat. What was Farfa's reasoning for changing his channel name? I can't remember what his old Infernity channel name was. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, I used to have the city I was in as my channel was just like Glasgow Yugioh, which is just, right. Like, I don't know. Imagine you called yourself like, I don't know, Chicago Yugioh or something. Yeah, that's just kind of weird, right? Like, so yeah, I just figured it was time for a change, and to didn't really know how I picked the name. I just wanted like I always you know, because I was thinking like, okay, let's think like brand. Like I get into like further down the chain of YouTube and Twitch. Like what am I gonna call myself, right? You don't want something like complicated. You want something like simple that people can just like hear and remember and then type. So I figured like, you know, 2 syllables. That's good. Here's Farfa. That's a cool name from one of my favorite archetypes.
Okay. So did you pick Farfa just because like you like that card, or it sounded funny, or what's the?
No, it's like the branding, right? Like it just fits really well compared to something like you know, any of the other Malabranch. Trust me, there's some like real marketing 5-head stuff going into this. All right, I had to study like 10 layers of mnemonics and acoustics to really come down and narrow it to Farfa. Yeah, like they all have their weaknesses. You know, Kagna, that doesn't really ring nicely. Barbar, I don't know. That sounds like the name of I don't know, like I don't even know. Yeah, so it's kind of semi-random, but also a little bit of thought put into it. I just thought Farfa ringed nicely.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I feel like Farfa's a lot easier to remember than Simo with like 11 O's, or Nim Nim, which I still don't know how to spell, honestly.
Oh, Nim Nim I remember because it's Nai Him Nim. That's how I remember it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like, I didn't, when I first saw the username, I didn't realize it was Nim Nim, and then I was at Locals, and I talked about how, like, there was this dude that made, like, a couch out of those Yu-Gi-Oh tins, and they're like, Nim Nim, and I was like, who's that? And they're like, oh, let's look him up. And I was like, oh, I know that guy. I didn't know that's how you say his name. So, yeah, branding.
Yeah, see, that's something I thought about was like, you know, you need something that people can remember because you could potentially lose interest in just very, very vague peripheral potential fans or whatever you want to call it. If your name is like, you know, something like Nahiminim, who's going to remember that?
Well, apparently like 50,000 people or something like that.
True, true.
But to be fair, I guess most people call him Gage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like most people don't call me fifth rate duelist; they just call me Zara. But that is also because fifth rate duelist is an insult. So I appreciate that people call me by my name. So yeah.
At least fifth rate is easy to remember. It's just a sentence, and it's a pretty easy number, eh?
Yeah, fifth is good. Yeah, I like the ring. I think it comes off nicely, and it's like soft self-deprecation. But yeah, but now that I'm like winning a lot, people are change your name, and I'm like, no, I have to stay humble. And also,
when you win a YCS, you can upgrade the number
up to
by 1 integer.
1 integer fourth rate duelist. Oh my god.
Yep.
Isn't that
and then
like,
third rate?
Yeah, just
and
every YCS I win, I just get to move it up. But at a point, you have to stop because it's like if you win like 1 YCS, that would be a big deal. But if I won like 3, I probably wouldn't care. So then I'd have to go to Worlds, and then I would have to bump it up. But if I lose, does that mean I have to go down?
But then you'd end up as like 76th rate duelist if you like scrub enough locals and regionals.
Oh, we'll see. Maybe it'll just be like a constant flux. Like I move up sometimes, I move down sometimes. Yeah. Maybe I should do 0.5s instead. Yes. Awesome. Okay. If someone wants to start doing YouTube videos, what advice would you give them?
Ugh, God. I don't know, honestly. I feel like I don't know where I would start today if I started today. You know, it's like I feel like it's like such a saturated market.
Yeah, there are quite a few people.
I feel like so many bases are already covered, and there's just so much content out there that people don't have time to watch all of it. So when you start something up as a YouTuber, you need something like really unique, or you need to already have that platform that people can jump on. I mean, the most important thing, first of all, is start with a niche and pick something, because I feel like a lot of people sometimes start a YouTube channel and they just try to do everything. You know, like some people try to do like be like a pseudo journalist, Some people like to do deck profiles and then replays, but then also some discussion. So like, you just pick something, right? Make that your thing. Like, are you gonna do like high quality vlogs? Are you gonna do replays? Like, you know, you have to pick something. So I think that's what the important thing is find like your niche, and then go from there. And then thereafter, I can't stress enough how important quality is in this modern age. Because people will just turn your video off if you sound like a potato speaking out of a Soviet bunker through a walkie-talkie. So have a good microphone. A decent, acceptable camera should be good as well. Lighting, if you're planning on using anything like that. And if you really want to, you know, take it far, don't understand your limitations and your weaknesses. So don't try and you know, do something that is out of your range, because there are people you can hire for this. You can go on Fiverr and you can get an editor. You can get someone who will screenwrite and do all of that stuff for you and put your idea into motion.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to spend money as well if you really want to take it seriously. Yeah, I think trying to do too much at once is really the biggest loss, I would say, for new Yugitubers in general, is trying to do a little bit of everything and also trying to do all of the background stuff themselves without realizing that you can just invest a little bit of your money into better things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like when I started, I was just doing pack opening videos, but I was just doing them for fun because, like, I don't know, I wanted to make a video, and then I realized I was negging so hard, so I just stopped doing that entirely. And then I started my road to YCS, and that's when my channel really grew. I don't know if you know about it, but I just kind of document my journey going from casual to competitive. And
yeah, I've seen some.
Yeah, so ever since I did that, that's when everything started growing. My YouTube grew, my Twitch grew, and then I started posting like these like interviews and duels with like pros and stuff like that. Like my duel with Jesse Cotton got like over 10,000 views on YouTube or something. So yeah, and then all these people were approaching me in public, being like, "Oh, I saw your duel, and you should have done this at this point." And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about, but thank you for your advice, I guess." So
that must be the most frustrating thing. Is I feel like if you're a girl, people are naturally going to try and be extra nice to you, but in a being really nice comes across as patronizing as well. So
yeah, but
I can see why that would be really annoying.
Yeah, I call people out. I tell them they're mansplaining and I don't like it. Or I call them assholes. Maybe that's not the smartest thing to do, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I would say, like, I've had a lot of funny interactions of dudes just saying really wild things. Like, when I was in a tournament, this guy sits down and then he's like, "I've never dueled a female before." I was like, did this guy just not ironically refer to me as a female? Like, oh my god. And then I crushed him. He didn't even want to go to game 2. He just got up and left, and I'm like, he's never gonna talk to a woman again, and it's all my fault. Yeah.
I think sometimes people can fixate on the gender thing as not in a malicious way, because, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh players will just generally not interact with women often because statistically you're just more likely to be a guy if you play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
So they just get used to that. So when they do play against a girl, it's kind of unique and a big deal, which is kind of understandable. Even if they do say things that are strange, like I've never dueled a female before, but I guess there was no malintent there. But yeah, it is something that a lot of players should maybe try and get, you know, a little bit used to, and not see it as the strangest alien thing that it kind of isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely gotten better the more I've gone to locals. People stop being as weird. Some people don't stop being assholes, but I just crush them, and then everything is good. Okay.
I mean, that's probably the most satisfying feeling, is that if you just beat them, then, you know, they can't really say anything, can they?
Yeah, like there was this one dude, like I 2-0'd him. He was playing, I think he was playing Burning Abyss, if I remember correctly. And afterwards he was like, "Oh, I thought it'd be easy. You would be an easy win because you're a girl. Ha ha ha." And I was like, "Bro, you were the easy win. I just 2-0'd you in 15 minutes. I don't know if I would say that if I were you." Oh my god. It's funny though.
I mean, the staple misogynist deck is Burning Abyss, can confirm.
Alright, similar question to the YouTube one. If someone wants to start doing Twitch, what advice would you give them?
Oh, just don't even bother. It's actually just don't bother. It's so hard to grow on Twitch. Yeah. Growing on Twitch, I think, is just the one of the things that's just not possible in modern day. Like, you have to legitimately, like, straight up just have, you know, someone host you with like thousands of people like regularly so that you can get out there. But you know, it's so hard because like tuning, like this is the thing, right? That no one just browses Twitch. Right? No, very few people actually just, you know, scroll down and look through Twitch. That doesn't happen very often.
Mm-hmm.
Most people find a channel because of a specific interaction or a specific incident where they found the channel. Usually through YouTube is the best place. I find that if I was to try start from Twitch, I would start a YouTube channel and I would stream and then put the highlights and edit together the clips and stuff and put them in videos, and then people can find my Twitch through that. Yeah, and it's about being, you know, consistent and understand that you can't just really just turn on your stream and do whatever. As a new streamer, I'm very lucky and privileged because I'll be honest, I can just do that and I will just have like hundreds of people. But that's a point you have to get to. You need to like have like something that, you know, people can look forward to, a schedule, a specific event, etc., etc. Like that's important, right?
Yeah.
And that's what like helps you grow, is that consistency. And I think that reference point of YouTube is extremely, extremely important because, like I said, people do not just go through Twitch and browse and find people. And if they do that, what's the chances they're going to click on your stream and then sit around for like 10, 20 minutes? Because the average time that someone spends on Twitch browsing, if they do browse in the first place, is like they will click on a channel, and if they don't like you within 10 seconds, they'll leave. How often have you just been on stream and you just didn't say anything for like 6 seconds, right? People will just leave. Because that's just the nature of a live stream. There's going to be peaks and troughs. And that's what the purpose of YouTube is that it validates everything and coalesces all of these amazing and great moments that you have on your stream into one sort of center point and focal point that people can watch on YouTube and enjoy. So having that as the place to get everything together and demonstrate your talents is, I think, the best place to start. And I don't think just straight up pure Twitch streaming is going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, first couple of months of Twitch streaming, I had like 9 people or something like that, and that was only because I have a Twitter with a lot of followers that I even had any audience. But once I had started doing the YouTube more seriously, then I started to get a lot more. And also, I think like being competitive helps. Like, obviously, all these pro players can get views because they're pro players, like Christian Urena and Gabriel Vargas and stuff like that. And then when I got second in that New York tournament, like I just got like tons more viewers because for some reason people heard about it, type of thing. So I think being competitive also helps if anyone's like interested in that sort of thing.
It just depends on what your thing is. Like, you know, people want to see something, and I don't think competitive Yugioh is a big market. In fact, I think it's kind of a bad market and not very popular. I personally think people are there for entertainment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to be competitive, that's a niche you can fill, of course. But I personally don't think it's a good one, or a popular one. But at the same time, you know, there's a market for everything, right? Like people can watch can watch streams for rulings, right? That's why people watch like Coder, for example. People can just watch my stream for I don't really know what, but I'm here, I guess. You know, so different people do different things, and that's something that you can try and fill. If you think there's a gap somewhere, then you can watch that, and you can look forward to it every week or every day or whenever it is.
Yeah, like King Scarlet was talking about streaming, but like he would like write skits while streaming and like, you know, get input from the audience, and I thought that was like a cute idea. Like that's something that doesn't exist, but yeah, I thought that would be kind of interesting. So hopefully
it's pretty neat.
He tries it out. Okay, we have a question in the chat. What do you think is missing from the Yu-Gi-Oh content creation world? Like, what do you wish you saw more of?
To tell you the truth, I don't really watch a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh content. Just because I just think that I don't really know. Like I guess you know, I don't really sit and browse YouTube like, you know, waiting for the next duel to watch or something. Any and all of the content I watch, everyone watches with me from my stream. It's not something I do in my own personal time. I don't go out of my way to watch Yu-Gi-Oh content when I'm not streaming. I do it all on stream. And I suppose the things I really enjoy is, you know, just a little bit of everything. Watching like a really high quality, you know, duel made by like Sam or like Kali Effect is like has really good duels as well.
Oh yeah.
Watching something like that I think is kind of fun. Just like the dumb stuff is enjoyable. I do enjoy like, you know, these like little structure deck duels, and Sam has like really good like funny vibes with his brother, you know, just like people like having like a kind of good time and seeing like funny like dumb decks like kind of work, like, you know, summoning Slifer or Jesse's little series he has where he tries and makes like some dumb combo that ends on Harakathy turn one, just fun stuff like that. Yeah, I just Ruggles as well. Those are my favorite kind of content. For me personally, I guess the way I see it, for me, it's about the entertainment and like the visual, you know, spectacle, right? Like if I sit down and watch like Sam or Ruggles, I know I'm going to get like a cinematic level of Yu-Gi-Oh content, right? And I can just sit back and relax and enjoy it. As for just watching a competitive duel, like depending on the deck, it could be fun, but you know, I'm not gonna sit and watch a Tri-Brigade mirror absolutely creaming myself.
Yeah, well, it's better than a Drytron mirror, I can tell you that much. Watching Drytron mirrors is the equivalent of watching paint dry. It's just so goddamn boring. There's like no skill.
Yep.
It's like, do you have hand trips? Like I have a friend who plays Drytron, and when we play test, we just show each other our hands and then figure out who won from there. It's like, oh, do you have full combo? Yes. Do you have hand traps? No. Okay, I'll win. Let's go to the next game. It's terrible. Why do I play Drytron Farfa? Why do I do this to myself?
I mean, I play Emancipator, so I can kind of what's the word? Understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Combo
anything.
mirrors have always notoriously been pretty terrible in this game.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Emancipator except 5 cards. You just search 5 cards and something happens. So, yeah, we'll see what's up. Oh, do you have time for the duel today, or did you want to do that another day?
Oh yeah, we have a duel to play, sure. Wait, it is online, right?
We could either do dueling book or remote duel. It's up to you.
I have both actually.
Okay, remote duel is preferable just because that's a little more interesting, but we still have some questions first, so we can do that after. Okay. Let's see. What do you think of the new Dark Magician Kuriboh card?
There's a new Dark Magician ritual monster that searches souls, but new Dark Magician Kuriboh card specifically, I read it a week or two ago, and I don't remember what it does. So I think that in itself explains what I think about that card.
Yeah, I just
so probably not a lot.
I was just like, that is the cutest thing ever. I don't know what it does either, but
oh yeah, the sleeves and the card sleeves or the mat and stuff that they're making with it looks amazing. I don't know what the card does though. I think maybe it sucks. So who knows?
Something about special summoning Dark Magician ? I'm not quite sure. Okay.
Yeah, it makes good product. That's what I know.
All right. Chamber, parlor, or kitchen?
Parlor.
Parlor? I do like parlor as well. Is it the...
Are you surprised that I had like an instantaneous answer for that?
Yeah, I was. I was like, that was fast, man. It's like he's thought about this before.
This is something I've thought about extensively. Don't worry. Yeah. Next question.
All right. What is your favorite third Zeus material?
Third what? Zeus material?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. This is a pure Zoo player joke where you summon Borbo and then attack directly and then put 3 more materials on top and activate Zeus. Yeah, so we'll have to go with Borbo for sure.
Okay, awesome. Isn't that the second material though?
Well, if you're counting from Zeus, there will be 2 in between it. and then Borbo will be the third, and then the monster you made the Borbo is fourth, so it's a 4 material Zeus. So yeah, Borbo is the third.
Oh, I go in the opposite direction. Like the
Oh, I guess
first
that's one way to look at it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. If you could randomly bring back one ban card, like Snat Steel was that
Block Dragon.
Which one?
Block Dragon.
Well, that doesn't.
Why did I have an
sense.
instant answer? I just had an instant answer.
I didn't even finish the question and you knew.
Oh, was there more? Sorry.
The rest of the question was why.
Oh, so I can play Adamantipator and not lose to a singular disruption.
Oh my god. Yeah, Adamantipator. I didn't play when Adamantipator was... Well, I played, like, Cyber Dragons, so obviously I didn't really play against competitive
Oh,
decks.
I remember the Cyber Dragon Zara arc. That was a good season.
Oh my god, yes. I even had, like, Zane backgrounds and, like... Yeah, I was really into the Cyber Dragons. I pulled 2 ulti Cyber Dragons from packs I won. So I say if I get a third one, then I will play Cyber Dragons again. They're so good. They just look so nice. I can't get over it.
Fair.
Yes. Farfa, what do you think about archetype and type / attribute distribution? So archetypes like DM and Blue Eyes getting ton of support. Same for warriors and dragons, while some get nothing.
Well, I think that in the end, Konami's a business, and they're gonna do what makes them the most profit. And there's nothing that sells better than the typical nostalgia that is Dark Magician Blue Eyes. So, you know, that's what they're gonna go for. As long as people keep buying it, they'll keep making it. I think dragons, warriors, spellcasters are the most oversaturated type support in Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's just because, I guess, from a fantasy mythical perspective, like spellcasters and dragons and warriors are cool. That's just what people think are like cool when it comes to, like, you know, that kind of fantasy or whatever. So they're just gonna keep making support for it. I like that they're branching out. We're getting what appears to be quite a decently competitive insect deck. I've just started playing it now and trying to learn it, and it's been pretty fun. I actually really like it. So you know, I think in the end, I think they're just going to do what makes more money, and that just makes sense. But you know, I do quite like the fact that insects look good, and hopefully we'll get more pyro support and sea serpents, and you know, in the end, like, you know, they have, I'm sure, great creative minds who can come up with good, you know, lore and all this kind of stuff, right? And being able to, like, come up with a new cool, like, sea serpent or fish deck is, like, totally doable. So it's just whether or not they want to do it. But I think in the end, they're just going to stick to what works for them and what has been tried and tested, and you know, does good for the company.
Yeah, I do want to point out that Payne is in the chat, and he just said justice for Pyro. How many days has it been, Payne? Someday.
We're approaching 1,000 soon. It is. It's definitely in the mid 900s.
Yeah, someday, Payne. Unless Konami's a troll and they know that Payne has been counting it, and that's why they purposefully don't print it, because they think it's funny. 922 days. Okay, which Ash artwork is best to negate Red Eyes Fusion?
I think you're always going to be tilted if someone drops a feet Ash on you, right? Doesn't matter what, you know. Can't normal or special summon that turn. Still applies the restriction, but I don't get the Dragoon. And I get to look at this stupid furry feet girl, so I think that's a no-brainer.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I remember.
Shall we duel?
Oh, you want to duel? Okay. You don't want more questions? Yeah, we can do this. Let me just conclude. All right, everyone. Okay, sure. Let's thank Farfa. Let's get some emotes and stuff like that. And please like, comment, subscribe. And eventually this will be on Spotify. I just am lazy and I haven't figured it out. And if you would like to watch the duel, then go click my YouTube channel and find it yourself. Okay, thank you. Bye.